Soldier warriors.
Yes, sir.
Conquerors. Respect.
Shout out there.
Hey, look, I just left Atlanta. I said I'll be back in August. The way I go to work up in this bitch, I need an office. Pussy so good, should've put it in my coffin. If he play up that Glock like back the fuck up on me, nigga. He hurt and I can see it in his face. Time to bring that bait, my shit raw. I'ma bust their head no matter what I play. I'ma take the word, you get that bread, bitch. What I say, hold a run, going undefeated just like OJ. No, I gotta keep that little rascal in case it pump fake. Shorty called me, said she need that spanking. I said, okay. I lead by example. They are not a factor. You is not a queen, hoe, and we ain't the Black Panthers. 144 'em, who they send to get them answers. I'm sicker than that cancer. I'm quick to get them bands. I don't know why they keep on playing with me. Who the one they said they give me? Miss Glizzy with me. Cook that beef so good, they like, who made the chili? Now they won't reconsider. Guess that I'm the one tripping. Drop the truth like cat rims. Come through the door like pimpin'. I'm always trying to flip my penny. Busy, I'ma be a minute. Get that dough like Mr. Sims. Listen, nigga, we back they look. I just left Atlanta. I said I'll be back in August. The way I go to work up in this bitch, I need an office. Pussy so good, should've put it in my coffin. If he play up that Glock like back the fuck up on me, nigga. He hurt and I can see it in his face. Time to bring that bait, my shit raw. I'ma bust their head no matter what I play. I'ma take the word, you get that bread, bitch. What I say, hold a run, going undefeated just like OJ. Niggas hate, yeah, what about it? I know about it, they can't stop it, ain't worried about it. Niggas fake, they ain't solid, no, I got it, I'm hard about it. Niggas mad, they can't take it. Niggas know they can't face me. She said, who he think he is? Right now, I look like God, baby. Standing on that block, baby. Raked up on they top, baby. Screaming, fuck the free world like cheddar bar. Busy man, bitch, I'm always on my job. Drop the album, got so many hits, might get a Rigo charge. See me throwing that one up in the air like I'm E.T. They know they can't beat me. I can't get this game for free. Damn right, I'm UPK. I'll show you how to be a G. Long way from DC. We was down in A&T. I ain't had them triple stack pills like it's GNC. We was getting to it, but we still ain't gon' pay the fee. Who me? I was pumping gas like the BP. About to blow like TNT. Let me put my shit on D&D. The coward shit I can't be. I'm a long way from B&E. Me and bro was laying in your shit before the B&B. The Waffle House with young, I'm staking eggs with the sweet tea. Glock out on my lap, cause I ain't going out like P&B. Hey, look, I just left Atlanta. I said I'll be back in August. The way I go to work up in this bitch, I need an office. Pussy so good, should've put it in my coffin. If he play up that Glock like back the fuck up on me, nigga. He hurt and I can see it in his face. Time to bring that bait, my shit raw. I'ma bust their head no matter what I play. I'ma take the word, you get that bread, bitch. What I say, hold a run, going undefeated just like OJ. I am the rebel, ask about I been the rebel. Niggas ain't never been on my level. They must got the wrong impression. All my fears and salute my lord. I took my check. Go through all this just to draw my sword. That shit out the question. A cow can't call 144. We got the wrong number. Keep talking, I'm deep stroking revenge. She a grown woman. I get 2 Glocks, fully loaded, nigga. I call him dumb and dumb. What's wrong with him? He should've known better. He must be on something. Hey, it's Mr. Bring me back that cup. Niggas know they in trouble. Look around, little nigga, you see my brother, we think was a mom. Red letters got me waiting on the D. Lord, we ain't no priest. I want the world to burn, just like Arthur Flip. I asked my Lord when we get that power. He said time to show. Took that first step like a man. I ain't no child no more. I need that glow. Humble, I don't like the boast. They know it ain't 144. They don't come close. Let's see who wanted the most. I'm from a city where they blitz. They'll rob you quick. Ask a God out DC about that shit. We both came up with trick. I remember when I was lost and on the wrong path. All the lies that I told my mother, lies that I told my dad. Remember I walked in the house, he seen all the stress on my head. Called you about that robbery after school, I knew what I did. Victim of peer pressure all along, I guess I was scared. I saw the niggas help Miss Graham that crack, I should've killed her. I understand our pressure when she died, it was heartbreaking. About to take a trip to Newtown just to say I'm sorry, man. This the only family I found glory, cause I chased away that demon, try to take my kin. Can't taste that pleasures with a vengeance, he'll be back again. Niggas move by emotions, I'm a soldier, I can't comprehend. Just know when Satan put that pressure on him, he'll probably been. Jumped off in that water, he can hardly swim. Strap on me, to protect my people, I'm on God. I got a crazy bitch, love the crazy in me, call her Harley Quinn. Remember what you did for me back then, always a long friend. Text my nigga threw his life away, I'm in a dark place. You supposed to be right here with me, you chose the wrong side. Wasn't always friends, we locked in after no, I can't go like that, my lord, no, not this time. I am the rebel, ask about me, I been the rebel. Niggas ain't never been on my level, they must got the wrong impression. All my fears, and salute my lord, shot took my check. Go through all this, just to drop my sword, that shit out the question. Kyle can't call 144, we got the wrong yo. Keep talking, I'm deep stroking, revenge, she a grown. I get 2 Glocks, fully loaded, nigga, I call him dumb and dumb. What's wrong with him? He should've known better, he must be on something. Hey, it's Mr. Bring me back that cup, niggas know they in trouble. Look around, little nigga, you see my brother, we think was a mom. Red letters got me waiting on the thief, Lord, we ain't no priest, I want the world to burn, just like Arthur Flint. I'm trying to start this fire, but I'll be patient, Lord, I be still. My enemy took a turn for the worse, that shit gave me chill. Certified property, A1 West, they don't fit the bill. The call, cause next season we're at soldier circle on the field. I said we gon' teach him all to run, we gon' teach him all to kill him. If you can't go to him alone, then you ain't in this shit for real. Cap, you get them orders, what you do, how you keep your cool, how you find the truth. I said some niggas told me some real shit. When your hunter said, God ain't 50-50, he revealed. Then Muhammad said, you had these little things, you get the kill shit. I was lost, I thank the Lord, he put that zeal on me later. Don't say that, hold up, fuck that. I thank the Lord, he put that zeal on me later. So I got niggas up on Willow Road that still owe me a favor. It was a nigga up on Barron Roads putting me on case. Shit, I know a nigga up on Stain Road that shoot nice like the baby. Could've went crazy, you think you the one with trauma, huh? Nigga, please, I was with them boys in the hood, just like Jordan did some shit I ain't gon' never tell. Ones that know it's God in me. Why I get that mercy, Lord? Don't know why you guarded me. God, I know you love me. You saved my life that night on New Year's Eve. I was out there riding with them demons like a dinner thief. Lord, I'm still trying to change. Please don't bring that darkness yet. It ain't hard to back with me, but I am the wrong one to tell. I let some brothers down to this day. It's my biggest regret. But I know this oath I took forgiveness is a bigger flex. The only reason I made the call, only reason I confess, so I can ride and watch the world burn, just like Arthur Fleck. I am the rep. Hold on.
Hey, Salon, that's just a thug. Sluggy, damn, can you hear me?
Kyle, sir.
1 second, let me fix something here. 1 second. All right. There we go. All right, Sluggy, you still hear me?
Kyle, sir.
All right. Let's go ahead and rock and roll, man. Let's go ahead and clap it up. Everybody in Durham. Israelite School of UPK start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. You understand? We teach the truth of the Bible, man. We go into these records and we break down these scriptures like you've never seen before. We teach you the mysteries that the Apostle Church, that the Catholic Church, that the Baptist Church has been trying to figure out for thousands of years and have never been able to figure it out because they've been deeply rooted in their own mischief, deeply rooted in their own wickedness, and trying to make this Bible fit, you understand, what they're trying to do, their mission or their movement, which is why you see a lot of Christian mercenaries. You'll see a lot of English settlers who use this book to try to justify them unaliving the native Indians or unaliving the so-called Negro here in America or the Mexican man. You understand? But they use this Bible to justify it, and that's what all religious leaders do. They take the word of God and then they bastardize it to make it fit their agenda so that they can rule the world. But Christ has something different for us, man. Christ gave us these records. In the Israelite School of UPK in 1969, this school came into fruition to teach Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians the truth of this Bible. And this Bible only has one agenda. You understand? The agenda that we teach or the agenda that we push is not the agenda of the ISUPK. It's not the agenda of Abba Bibbins or Tazadakia or High Priest Ariyah. It's not the agenda of Commanding General Yohana. It's not my agenda. The agenda of this Bible comes from God. It comes from God, and his name is Yahweh in the Hebrew. And his agenda is very simple. His agenda is for Black and brown people to rule the world. That's his agenda. His agenda is to teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and to give them every necessary tool to equip themselves to be able to rule the whole planet so that every nation can be safe, so that every nation can be saved. He teaches Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians how to rule them so we won't have mass murder, so we won't have pandemics and epidemics, so we won't have AIDS and HIVs and all of these diseases and crimes that happen within our neighborhoods and destroy our children. God has one agenda, and it's to fix all of that by fixing those who will judge the world. And those who will judge the world are the Israelites according to the Bible, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And that's what Commander General Yohana has sent his troops to do in these streets and on these airwaves, on the internet. And that's what you're sitting in class and learning right now. That's the point. If you ever wonder what the point was for why you're in this class, why you're in this seat, you sat in the Christian church, and the point of sitting in the Christian church at one point was because your grandmother told you to, or your mother told you to, or your father, someone told you to. But now you brothers, you sit in this seat. And the reason you're in this seat is because you're getting ready to rule the world. Now, what comes with that? You're going to have a lot of learning to do, a lot of unlearning to do. You're going to have to deal with brothers. You have to deal with sisters. And the Bible teaches us all of these things on how to deal with everything so that we can do the job correctly. Before we begin, I'll take any questions. For one, I'm going to add a couple of these streams up here real quick. Let's see my boom, boom, boom. Should be good to go with that. All right, any questions in the room? Darn. Also, I think we had a question from yesterday that did not get answered from Young Man G. I'll go ahead and answer that question now if there's no other questions. Darn, where we at? Stay with me. What we got?
Okay, we don't have any questions, sir.
No questions. All right, let's roll. It was a question that that Young Man G asked. 1 second. In 2 Samuel, hold on. I believe it was 22. Young Man G, if you could, if you watching, if you could put that question that you had, I believe it was 2 Samuel 22 and 45, or it was something like that. No, it wasn't that. Hold on, I'll find it. 1 second. Bear with me. Or Juan, find it for me real quick. It was this look for when Saul gave Leah to this say when Saul gave Leah to late Lysis or whatever his name was. It start with an L, I believe.
So like he responded in the chat. I think you about to type it.
All right, come on.
So he says Salakia. He's typing right now.
God, no sweat. Y'all sure y'all ain't got no questions in Durham, man? Y'all got it all figured out, huh? Y'all know what I'm liable to do.
I already know.
Hey, we're gonna see.
Let's see.
While we waiting on that, make sure everybody's getting ready for the July. You understand? July 3rd through the 6th. North Carolina is hosting its first annual cookout out in Fayetteville, North Carolina. The water to Commandant General Yohana. We got a cookout, man. So we got cookouts all throughout the year. This year we got Fayetteville, then Chicago, we got New York, we got Texas, and we got the West Coast, Southern California. So this whole year we got events and cookouts and things for brothers and sisters to go enjoy. The first one, however, is out here in North Carolina, Fayetteville. That's July 3rd through the 6th. Make sure you get your hotel. If you need to know what hotel everybody's staying at, go ahead and contact the closest Isupk school near you, or get with your camp leader. He'll let you know, give you the information for the hotels. Get your flights and your train tickets, your boat tickets, whatever you gotta do it early. You understand? It's gonna be Esau's holiday weekend, July 4th. So it's gonna be a lot going on. The ticket price is gonna go up, but right now, Fayetteville seems like it's gonna be the most, the cheapest, cookout you're gonna be able to go to, the most affordable. I don't want to say cheap, that's negative, but it's the most affordable cookout you're definitely gonna be able to go to. So I would definitely say take advantage while the prices are still low. But let me know when we got it.
It's 1 Samuel 25.
I think I lost you. I think we lost him. Let me see. Let me get back to the StreamYard. I can find it myself. All right, 1 Samuel 25 and 44. That's what it was. So, brother, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but your question was this considered adultery? Hold on 1 second. 25. First Samuel 25 and 44. Yeah, that's crazy. First Samuel, bada bing, bada boo. 25 and verse 44. I'll read it for you. It's 2 Samuel chapter 25, verse 44. But Saul had given Michal, his daughter, David's wife, to Phalti, the son of Laash, which was of Galim. So if I'm not mistaken, you was asking, was this considered adultery? This would have been considered unlawful, but not on the daughter, not on Milcah, not on Michal, Salaki. She didn't do anything wrong because she was under the authority of the king. Like a lot of things back then, it's no different than the Feast of Purim, Esther. You understand? When Esther was told by Mordecai to go and be with that Hamite, the king at the time, and to sleep with him. Of course, we know that it's unlawful for an Israelite woman to sleep with a heathen man. But what did she sin against God? No, because Mordecai told her to go do it. She was following her orders from her father, from her head at that time. You understand? So this woman is not sinning because she's being forced to do this thing. You understand? She being forced to do it. But now Saul, on the other hand, Saul is absolutely wrong. Saul is absolutely in the wrong. He is absolutely going against the Lord, but he's going against the Lord because Saul was doing everything against the Lord at the time, which is why he lost the kingdom. Even when Saul, remember when Saul even gave I gotta get her name right. I know her name, but y'all messed me up like yesterday in the damn class. Now I forgot the pronunciation. But when Saul gave her daughter to David, Saul didn't even want to give his daughter to David. You understand? He gave his daughter to David, and so that David could go be unalived. Saul wanted David, in order to get the daughter, he wanted David to go and kill 100 Philistines and to bring their foreskins back to Saul. Now, Saul thought that was impossible. He thought there was no way in hell he was about to go kill 100 Philistines and bring bring that joint back to him. David, of course, went and unalived 200 Philistines, 200, and brought them back to Saul. So, you understand, Saul was doing all of that, and it was all unlawful on Saul's part. So in 1 Samuel 18 and 25, let's go. 1 Samuel said 18. And Salaki, if it seems like I'm going slow, I ain't got a reader right now, so I got to go back and forth, and I can't see y'all comments when I'm back here. 18 and 25. And so it said thus. So this say you said 18, verse 25. Saul asked for dowry. Dowry's paid in 27. Let's see. First, let me see. Verse 25. And Saul said, thus shall ye say to David, the king desireth not any dowry, but 100 foreskins of the Philistines, to be avenged of the king's enemies. But Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, this is the see. You gotta understand, like the spirit of what Saul is doing. Like, he's not asking for a dowry because he really not trying to give his daughter to David, and he really not trying to give his daughter to David because he don't want nobody to have. He don't want David to have nothing, because Saul knows that David is going to be the king. Saul knows that the Lord is not with him anymore, and he's with David. And Saul don't like it. So now he's jealous, or he's irate. He upset at David. You understand? For nothing. David did nothing to Saul except follow what the Most High said to follow. And Saul is an example of what the topic of the title is right now. Saul is an example. He's a perfect example of what happens when the spirit of the Most High leaves a man or leaves a sister. You understand? There's a certain spirit that the Lord gave blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, otherwise known as the Israelites. And that spirit is what keeps us intact. It's what keeps us on par with serving the Most High. It's what keeps you from selling drugs. It's what keeps you from unaliving your brother. It's what keeps you from shaming yourself. But when you lose that spirit, you'll do what things like Saul did. You'll become Saul. Saul didn't want to serve the Lord no more. He wanted to serve himself. He wanted the king to be ruled under his feet. He wanted all the power, and he had no regard for what the men of God told him. So even though Saul was a mighty man, even though Saul was a great king, he didn't want to listen to the men that was above him. You understand? The prophets that came before him. You understand? So I hope that answers your question. But as far as was there a dowry paid, I would say there was no dowry. Like Saul said, there was no dowry. He didn't ask for a dowry. He really just wanted King David to just go kill himself. He just really wanted to, not kill himself, Salagia, but he wanted King David to just be unalive. Darn, we good?
Con, so we're good to go.
All right. Let me see. Make sure that answered the brother question. Shalom, Lord Christ. Kodasha Allah, what's going on? Joe Penalty, Shalom, Most High Christ. Shalom, everybody checking in. Make sure if you got any questions, just type your questions into the chat. Whether it's on topic, whether it's off topic. If you're talking about the title, we're going to get into it in a second, but I want to go over a couple bases real quick. 1 second. Y'all good and done, right?
Con, so we're good to go.
All right. Pull this for me real quick. Real quick, we're going to touch on Memorial Day. Memorial Day, of course, yesterday, the world, America and the world, really America has celebrated a holiday that is known as Memorial Day. Of course, if you know anything about America's holidays, it's always rooted in some kind of, wicked trash that black people should never ever attach themselves to. However, black people love fireworks. Black people love cookouts and grilling, and black people damn sure love a day off from work. So of course, yesterday everyone got a day off from work, and because they got the day off from work, they repaid their oppressor by celebrating and joining in with their holiday, and that is a sin against God. You understand? So if you got family members out there who went and put on the red, white, and blue, and here's another thing, right? Like black people, you're not slick. Black people think they so slick, right? Nadia, black people will say they not celebrating 4th of July. And why would they say they not celebrating it? Now they got the cookout going. The grill is going.
Right.
You know, they got the sparklers going. But what would they say makes them not celebrate it? Like, what would they tell you? I'm not celebrating because it is. What would they say?
It's for the kids, sir. It's so we can have fun, so all the family can gather together.
That's one. I need another one that's just so remedial, man. A lot of people, they say that, you know, this is for the kids, but that's them almost admitting to the fact of celebrating it, and their reasoning that they celebrating is because it's for the kids. What is their way of trying to absolve themselves from celebrating it at all? Meaning you see them doing the things, but there's something that black people love to say that they're not doing that makes it seem like they're not celebrating. Anybody else want to take a shot? All y'all families just must not celebrate it at all, huh?
It's like that's an excuse that I get all the time. Like they be like, "Oh, it's for the kids," or like even on Thanksgiving they'll say, "Oh no, that's the only time we could get together. That's when everybody free."
Nah. You're looking at it. I'm gonna have to give it to you for time's sake.
Yeah, come good.
They'll say we're celebrating this day off. Nah. This is what black people do. They'll tell you, man, I ain't celebrating no 4th of July. We ain't doing all that red, white, and blue. You see, we ain't got the red, white, and blue and the American flag and this, that, and the third. We just having a cookout. We just grilling out. We just got the sparklers. But black people think that if they take the red, white, and blue off, that now they out of the spirit. When in reality, they are absolutely in the spirit of the 4th of July. You know why they're in the spirit of the 4th of July? Because they don't believe like we believe. They don't teach what we teach. They don't say what we say. If they weren't in the spirit of the 4th of July, then not only would they not wear red, white, and blue, but you would be surrounded by men and women of valor who prayed for this kingdom to fall.
Right.
Who prayed for the day when we get our 4th of July. Who prayed for the day when black people get their independence from those who celebrate Memorial Day. But of course, we think that is harsh. We think that it's harsh for black people to get justice from the same people who don't believe that is harsh for them getting justice from their enemies. I mean, is that not what 4th of July is about? It's not 4th of July about remembering the fallen soldiers who went to war in Vietnam, the fallen soldiers that fought in the Civil War and World War I and World War II? Is it not about remembering those who gave their life to preserve what America considers freedom? That's exactly what it's about. But black people cannot understand why we should have that same that patriotic spirit about ourselves, about our own families. When can we celebrate those who fought for Sandra Bland, who fight for George Floyd, for Eric Garner? When do we fight those, celebrate those brothers who's fighting for them? Of course, we would say you can't. You can't, because it's not a national holiday. But 4th of July is. Pull the scripture for me real quick. Give me.
You want Jeremiah 10, sir?
I want Jeremiah chapter 10. We start there.
Come, girl.
We start very light.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Verse 1 or verse 2, sir.
Either one, let's go.
Verse 1. Hear ye the word speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So
Verse
now,
2.
that's
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
1 second. I think we got a lag or a delay. We got a delay. Y'all might
Sorry,
got
sir.
to fix. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Come on, sir.
Yeah, we might got a delay, but 1 sec. I wanted to let that verse 1 marinate. Read it one more time.
Verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So now, who is this talking to? Now, y'all gonna hear this being repeated, rebuttal over and over and over again, because this is very important. This is very important. There's a people on this earth who dies from ignorance. And that is a very, very common sickness in the black community. Even white people will tell you that you're ignorant. White people tell you that you're ignorant. The Bible tells you that you die from ignorance. The only people who don't know that this is true are black people, because we're ignorant, because we don't know. But the Lord is trying to make sure that you know that this is talking to you. It's about you, and it's for you and you alone. Hear ye the words which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Keep going.
Come, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Thus saith the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen. These heathens are who? The other nations that are not a part of the house of Israel. What do women say? What do mothers say when they gossip about other children from other people? Right? They say this term all the time. Y'all not doing that in my house. Not
Right.
in this house. You see that pride that your mother has to say, not in this house? That ego that your father says, well, that won't happen in this house, because this house is it's us. This house is our family. It's our heritage. It's our culture. This is our house. And anyone who is not a part of this house is a heathen, according to God, according to the Bible. You understand? Keep reading.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Don't get so afraid of the stars. Don't think, because I remember they used to say this shit back in the day all the time. They used to say, when the moon came close to the earth, it would pull on the water in your brain and people would go crazy. And that's where werewolves come from, because the moon is close. So it's pulling on the water in your brain and it's going to make you psychotic. I've never seen a werewolf in real life. It's not real. You understand? Vampires, ghouls, and goblins and all of that nonsense, it's all fake. And everything that they say about the constellations and how it has power, how they portray it to have power over you, it's all fake. Them stars will do absolutely nothing to you. Nothing. It doesn't matter. You could look up in the sky. This is what people do. They get high. They smoke the biggest blunt they can find. They go outside and get high, and they say, damn, that shit is shaped like a Glock 22. That shit is shaped like a Glock 17, isn't it? That shit is shaped like a Glock, isn't it? Nah, it looked more like a revolver to me. That's what people do. And then they take that to think, well, that means I must go get a gun. It don't mean that. It means absolutely nothing. It's just random configurations which people took lines and formed other stuff and this, that, and the third. How do you know? Because there's trillions and trillions of stars in the sky. How do you justify all the other ones that's just there?
Right.
If the stars are supposed to mean something, but what about those stars? They just there. They not in no shape. Because here's the thing people gotta understand. None of the stars are in a shape. None of them.
Right.
They just up there. You make the shapes. It's like the little dot game. You draw the lines and make the shapes. And there's trillions of stars up there, so it's a lot of stars you can use to make shapes. Moving on, keep reading.
Come. For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
Mm-hmm.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest
For the customs of the people are vain. What does that mean in the room?
It's like sir.
Hold
Like
on.
what?
Let me see if any young man or who you say who we got who's in Durham?
We got young man Shamar. We got Officer Hawan and his rib, sir.
Okay, Most High in Christ. Let me see if the young man or if the sister want to answer. Get them involved real quick. What does it mean that their customs were in vain?
Salaki, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What it means is just it is of no substance. It holds no weight. It's just yeah, that's basically what it means. No substance.
Yeah, it means it's nothing. Like their traditions and their practices, it means nothing. Christmas means nothing. Halloween means nothing as it pertains to God. It's nothing than a bunch of children who are adults, you understand, who go out and dress up like Powerpuff Girls and run around and get drunk. That's all it is. It doesn't help you serve God. Halloween doesn't help you fix drug addiction or fight against black on black crime in any way. If anything, it hurts it. And neither does 4th of July. What 4th of July does do, it does help our oppressor feel more patriotic so that they can oppress you even more, so that they can fight against you even more. Let's go to Exodus real quick. Let me pull this scripture real quick. Tell me the Exodus 32 and 17. I'm gonna show you 4th of July in the Bible.
Come on.
Hold on
It's the
one
book of Come.
We get there. Mm-hmm. Go to verse 13. Let's start at verse 13. Get some context.
Come. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 32, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thy own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven.
So what's happening here? What's the context here? What conversation is being had?
Sluggy, sir.
Come on.
There's a conversation between the Lord and Moses, sir.
Yeah. And why is this conversation being had? What's happening? What's happening here?
Sluggy, sir. He's telling him he's gonna multiply the seed on the earth. That's like the stars of heaven. Sluggy.
I mean, yeah, that's the conversation. But why is this conversation taking place? You got to remember, you got to narrate the Bible so people can see it. What's happening? Anybody else want to take a shot? Hawan, where you at? What's going on? Come on.
Sir, this young man Shamar. My take at it would be he's having this conversation. You said why, correct?
Why is Moses and the Lord having this conversation?
He's having this conversation with Moses because he wants to let his sons Abraham, Isaac, Israel. He wants to let them know what is to come to them. If they follow, the laws and commandments that the Lord has placed within the book. And so basically, he's just saying, like, if you guys continue to do as I command, then you will inherit these things forever. That's basically what I get from that.
Okay, so that's what Moses is going to do. Moses is going to teach the Israelites what God taught him, right? But the reason for context that this is taking place, you got to remember, before this happened, Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. He led them from captivity. They were enslaved. They were slaving for Pharaoh. They were the Egyptians were increasing their workload. They set taskmasters over them, which just heavy. They made the burden heavy. And at some point, the Israelites wanted to go and serve their God for 3 days. That was their request. They wanted to serve their God for 3 days. 1 second. God, yeah, even if you're on Shamar, you can answer. You good. Don't worry about that. But they wanted to serve their God for 3 days, and Pharaoh said, "What?" He said, "No, you're not serving. You're not going to serve serve your God for 3 days. In fact, I'm gonna put more work on you now." And so the Lord was doing. So Pharaoh was doing this, and the Lord gave Moses the instructions to give to the Israelites. They did it, and Moses led the children of Israel out of bondage, out of Pharaoh's hand in Egypt. And so when we went into the wilderness, what happened? We were starving. We were looking for food. We were searching for the land of milk and honey. We wanted this promised land that Moses said that God had in store for us. And at some point, we started to listen to our flesh more than the Lord. And what did that lead the children of Israel to do? They started taking their earrings. They started taking their chains and their jewelry and the piercings out their nose. Of course, Israelites, that's how they did shit. We did it just like we do it today. You understand? They had gold teeth, all of that. But they started to take it off of them, and they burnt it. They got a fire so hot that it melted to gold until a liquid form. And then they created a golden calf. And that golden calf was unto Baal, because Baal is God of what? What is Baal the God of? Anybody can answer.
So, like I said, is it like fertility? Was it?
You're not the God of fertility. Baal, he's the God of the harvest.
Come on,
the harvest.
Come on, sir.
And what did the children of Israel want? They wanted
Food,
food.
sir. Come on,
Yeah, they wanted food. So they made this golden calf. And of course, this golden calf was not to the Lord. The God of Baal and that calf has nothing to do with God. And God hated that golden calf. He hated it so much that God was getting ready to just kill all of them. He just wanted to unalive all of them for that golden calf. You understand? So now Moses goes up to speak to the Most High. And the Lord is telling him that I'm going to unalive all of them. And I'll just make you a great nation. He said that I might just consume them. I'll just consume all of them. All the people that just left Israel, I'll just unalive them all. Just be done with the whole thing. Remember in Genesis, Moses, the Lord said what? For my flesh I no longer strive with man.
Right.
I'm not going to keep fighting with you. Which is also on par with the topic of the night. What happens when a spirit leaves a man? The Lord is not going to continue to fight with you. Like, you don't, this is a little sidebar. Don't let me get too off topic, Nadia.
Come on, sir.
But you got to understand how merciful our God is. How merciful our Father is. Do you not understand how easy it is to just unalive you? Like a lot of us, we walk around here and we think that we think we're somebody. We think that, I got a whole bunch of girls, I got gold teeth, I got money, I got a car, I got a life, I got tattoos. We think we're somebody. And do you know how many people that thought that they were somebody that went to sleep and didn't wake up? How many people died like that? Right. They was fine. They went home, took off the Cuban link chain, took the diamond teeth out of their mouth, took the page off their hip, and put the thousands of dollars of cash on their nightstand. And they went to sleep, and they was that nigga when they went to sleep. And then they never woke up.
Right.
That's how easy it is for God to just unalive you. That's how easy it is. It is work for God to keep us alive every day. It's work. You know why? Because every day he sees how we choose this golden calf over him. Every day he sees how we choose to eat unlawful foods, to sleep with heathen women, to use drugs, to unalive our brothers and our sisters, to whore our women out. We choose what we think makes us prosper in this world rather than the thing that's keeping breath in our lungs. We choose that over him. How many of you ever had a woman that you loved? How many of you ever had a woman that you loved so much that you would die for? A woman that you would have given anything for. You had a girl that you loved so much that if God said, slice your neck from ear to ear, you wouldn't have even thought about it. I'm sure most of you brothers have.
Conquer.
Think about that woman and then think about the feeling you have when you find out that she slept with another man.
Right.
When you find out that she whored on you. And that feeling that you have, where you want to do what, Nadia? You want to go get that Glock that you seen in the stars last night when you were smoking weed.
I wanted, yeah.
You want to go outside and grab that revolver out the sky. Lord, bring the constellation Glock down so I can grab it, so I can unalive this bitch. That feeling that you have, you just want to just end it all. That's how God feels about us every day.
Right.
That's how God feels about you. When God, he killed the Egyptians for your sake. And he would unalive any nation that sought to destroy you. But yet we go and we whore on him like it ain't nothing. We'll just put on the red, white, and blue. We'll just put on the Halloween costumes. We'll put on the fake Santa Claus costumes and sing jolly, jolly, oh, hallelujah. We'll burn our gold and make a golden calf. And so Moses had to deal with the Lord. And Moses said this in verse 13. Read it again.
Come on. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 32, verse 13. Mm-hmm. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants.
So Moses is saying, remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Remember how far we've come. Thy servants, these Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, they served you. Keep going.
Come on. Thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thy own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven. And all this, Salakia, in all this land that I have spoken of, will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever.
So what is Moses doing?
Salakia, sir, pleading with the Lord, sir.
Pleading with God. He's pleading with God for the ignorance of his people. He's pleading with the Most High to not unalive them. If he would have unalived them, it wouldn't be no more Israelites. Israelites would not have been even a thing no more. It'd have been Mosesites. It would have been a new people. I don't know what they would have looked like. I don't know what they would have acted like. I don't know nothing. It would have just been something completely new. And it would have been easy for God to do it. It would have been easy. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 14. And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people.
Meaning he changed his mind. He changed his ways and his actions. He was going to do this evil, and now he's not. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 15. And Moses
drop down to verse 16. So now Moses is getting ready to bring these tablets down. And these tablets are containing the laws of God. And the laws of God is going to give you something that Baal could never give you. Baal can give you harvest. He can feed you grain. He can give you corn. He can make your crops grow in your mind. But what Moses is about to give you is what would end black on black crime.
Right.
It's what would end militias. It's what would end world wars. It's what would end poverty. What God is about to give you, Baal could never. And now Moses is coming down from the mountain. And he's about to give these orders from God unto the people. Now remember, we just left Egypt. And now we're worshiping the God of the Egyptians by making that golden calf. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 16. And the tables were the work of God. And the Salakia. Come on. The tables were the work of God, and the writing was the writing of God. graven upon the tables.
Keep going.
Verse 17. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there's a noise of war in the camp.
So now Joshua hearing the noise. He hearing the noise of people shouting. Now remember, we talking about 4th of July, so keep this in your mind. Joshua hears a noise. He hearing people, bow, 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 all kind of noise. This thing of noise, right? And he's telling it to Moses, like, yo, come on, like something happening. Like we at war right now. Just think about what war sound like. Just think about how it sound, all the guns popping off, bombs being exploded. It sound like war. In the midst of Moses talking to the Lord, we're trying to figure out how to live, how to serve God. And when Moses coming down from the mountain, all he hears is a noise of war. We're being overthrown. Keep reading.
Verse 18. And he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mercy.
For mastery. It is not the voice. So Moses take a closer look. Now just imagine, y'all in the world, right? I mean, so like y'all not in the world, but y'all been in the world before. And you celebrated 4th of July. I want you to take yourself back to a time when you was in your house, maybe as a kid or a teenager, and close your eyes and imagine what you heard. Just think about what you heard in the streets when they was rolling around in the hood, letting shots off. And then you heard boom, fireworks going off, people screaming, people shouting. Imagine what you heard, right? They hearing the same thing. And Moses said, this ain't the voice of them that shout for mastery. This isn't the voice of them that is overcoming a people. Keep going.
Neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome.
Neither is it the voice of them that cry from being overcome. Meaning, my camp, they're not neither unaliving an enemy, nor are they being unalived by an enemy. Keep going.
Come, but the noise of them that sing do I hear.
But the noise of them that sing, you listen closer on them 4th of July nights. And when you hear all those gunshots, you start to pay attention. You listen closely and you say, ain't nobody dying. The people outside, they shooting, but they not dying. Usually you hear gunshots in the hood. You hear the gunshot pop, pop, pop. And give it about 6 seconds. About 6 seconds go by. All you hear is, call 911. Help. Somebody help. That's how you know. Oh yeah, somebody just got popped. Somebody just got offed. But here we hearing the same shots. But ain't nobody dying. Keep going.
Come, verse 19. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, and he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot.
So Moses came down and he seen the people partying, man. What is Moses doing? Moses risked his life to serve, to free the nation of Israel out of Egypt. Moses absolutely risked his life to do that. And in risking his life to do it, he's trying to make the children of Israel patriotic. He's trying to. He's fighting for them with the Lord. He pleaded with God to save the children of Israel, to make them patriotic about being free and out of the bondage of the oppressor, which was the Egyptians at the time. Just like the Israelite school of UPK is doing today. On Saturday, we went out on the street corner to teach that we should never side with our oppressor, to teach that we should never love our oppressor and celebrate his 4th of July. And then come Monday, we hear war, we hear guns, we hear fireworks, and we realize that against us being patriotic for our house, our people are still fighting to be patriotic for theirs. They still want to shout and party for the Egyptians. We still want to shout and party for the America, when it should have been silence on 4th of July.
That's right.
It should have been nothing. We should have allowed America to celebrate their fallen soldiers while we build ours, while we gain our soldiers, while we build them up in our classrooms and bring them through the fire of Hebrew Academy. Train our soldiers so we'll get ready to use them like America used us. We'll use ourselves to fight our war by teaching our brothers to not celebrate America's holidays, to not be a whore for our oppressor, to not whore out our women or unalive each other, nor to leave the truth and become some bitch. We'll raise up our brothers to not be some whore who leaves Commanding General Yohana. That's what we should have did so that we can have our Independence Day. Keep going.
Khan.
Mm-hmm.
And he cast the tables out of his hand.
And he cast it out of his hands, man. He was so angry, he dropped the tablets out of his hands. Keep going.
And break them beneath the mount.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
He took the calf which they had made and burnt it with fire.
Oh, Salakia. Salakia, I didn't see you sitting there. Salakia, you want to take the class?
Salakia, sir, you said it's too wild, so you can keep going.
Okay, come. Salakia, let me know if you want it. So I couldn't see you because I got the thing in the middle. But go ahead, keep going.
Khan. Verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it with fire.
Mm-hmm.
Ground it to powder.
Mm-hmm.
And strawed it upon the water.
And he took it, he burnt it up, ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water. Keep going.
And made the children of Israel drink of it.
Meaning his wrath. He let the children of Israel have it because he was upset. He was so upset that we went through all of this. We went through all of this to be free from America. And now we're patriotic on July 4th. We went through slavery. We went through rebellions on plantations. We went through being hanged and being used for alligator bait. Then we went through the Civil War and we had to fight against the South with our oppressors who wanted to hang us in the North. We went through being lied to. We went through Jim Crow laws. We went through black laws, being spat on going to school. We went through court cases with the Supreme Court. We went through injustices. We went through police brutality, having dogs and hoes put on us. We went through presidential elections that only made black people fear for their life because they knew that a Klansman was being elected. We went through all of these horrors, all of these trials, all of this trauma we suffered through, only to do what? To turn around and be patriotic for the 4th of July? To be patriotic for an oppressor that used our blood to win wars.
Right.
Countries. With the Vietnamese. The Vietnamese are heathens, but they not over here selling drugs in our communities, at least back then. They wasn't doing it. It was the oppressor. You understand? They put Muhammad Ali in prison for not wanting to fight inside the war, but we free. Keep going.
Go. Verse 21. And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee, and thou hast brought so great a sin upon them?
And so now Moses checking Aaron. You understand? He checking his brother because he was left in charge. So now who's in charge for us? Who's in charge? Your TD Jakes, your Creflo Dollars, your Christian pastors, your fake Israelite groups, your Christian churches, your Muslim mosque. They're in charge of our people, yet they lead our people away from what would actually save them. They lead our people away from actual life, from actual salvation, from actual repentance. Keep going.
Come, verse 22. And Aaron said, let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people, and they are set on mischief.
Aaron was such a sick bastard for saying this. He was a spineless faggot, Salakia, for saying this. And this is what spineless weak men say. I'm not gonna say that word again, Salakia. But this is what spineless weak men say. They give excuses for what they do. They give excuses for not being leaders, for not being stoned. They give excuses for them to be jello. They say, well, you know these people, man. Come on, man. What did you expect, man? These people, they heart is set on mischief, man. They want to do it. This is what they want to do. Come on. Somebody says Salakia.
Live, sir.
Keep going.
Like, sir, it's a question in the room, sir.
Come on.
So Salaki sir, so Aaron was basically saying right here, this just to clarify for my understanding, he was just basically saying right here, like basically that, you know, these people are set on basically they're just set on going against the Lord and just mischief. So it's nothing we can really do to help him. It's like he giving excuses for his people instead of making them stand on their own 2 feet. He's giving them excuses.
That's exactly what he's doing. That's why in the Israelite school of UPK, what we say is what? No cowards, no excuses. We don't give excuse for our people. We don't say, well, you know, we've been in slavery 400 years. We don't say, well, oh, the Christian church, well, you know, they have all the money. You understand? When the Haitian immigrants crossed over and was trying to cross the border in Mexico, when Captain Yatazak took his soldiers and crossed the border in Acuña, Mexico, even though they didn't have the money. Even, like, if y'all see those videos, all the water that you see that they passed out, they didn't have that water. All the trucks and the vehicles that you see that they driving in the convoy in a level 4 security zone, going into cartel zone where they could have been unalived and couldn't have called no help, no police, no nothing. They didn't have those trucks and those cars. They didn't have it. You understand? But what they did have was to make no excuse and a mission to complete. And that's what those brothers went and did. Aaron didn't understand that. He thought that you had to have people who obeyed the Lord to make a people obey God. And that's not how this works. That's not the point of our ministry. It's not the point of our gospel. There would be no point of a gospel if the people just did it already. If the people just woke up, they were born and they knew that they should not be homosexuals. If they woke up and just knew that they should never celebrate Christmas, there would be no point of the gospel. We have to deal with the people whose heart is set on sinning. That's the point of our job. Keep going.
Come on, sir. Verse 22. Salakia, sir. Verse 23. For they said unto me, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him.
What is he saying here? What is Aaron saying to Moses about the children of Israel here?
So, like, are they saying? Is Aaron saying that what he got from the people is that they didn't want what Moses had coming for him? It's for like what the Lord had gave to Moses. Like they didn't want the same. They didn't want to become like Moses in a way.
Not so much that they didn't want to become like Moses, but more or less that what Moses was promising, it took too long. They didn't want that. You understand? It's no different than you brothers coming into the truth, right? You come into the truth and you believe that Christ is black, correct?
Come on.
Have you ever seen him?
La, sir.
Do you know when you will see him?
La, sir.
Can you call him?
La.
Maybe send him an email.
La, sir.
Has Christ ever given you $1,000?
La, sir.
Physically, has Christ ever did anything for you ever?
La, sir.
Nothing. Which means that you have faith in things that are unseen.
Come on.
And that takes strength. And it was a strength that these brothers did not have. What they did see was how Egypt thrived. What they did see is how America flourished. What they did see is how America can have 4th of July and blow up the whole goddamn country just to remember the veterans that went and unalived Vietnamese men, Chinese men, Japanese men in Pearl Harbor, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, World War I, the Civil War, how they conquered their enemies, the British.
Sluggy, sir.
That. Come on.
If I could, just to add on to the unalivings of the heathen, they also murdered us, sir. Sluggy.
How the hell could I forget? How could I forget that? They do see that being patriotic to that flag means that one day you can have slaves too. That's what it means. How do black people think that they can have slaves too? Because every black person believes that he'll become a Fortune 500 CEO of some company, or maybe he'll just become so rich and buying stocks and something. When now he's just a fucking billionaire, and now the world is beneath his feet, and everyone just becomes a servant to him, and he can live like how his oppressor has got to live. But in order to do that, we believe what in the Christian church? That in order to be successful, you got to love your oppressor.
Right.
In order to be successful, you got to do it like how he does it. In order to compete on Wall Street, you must celebrate Christmas. Otherwise, you won't make those connections at the Christmas party. You must kiss the white man's ass. Otherwise, you won't be invited to the Diddy party where you meet all the rich white people and make all of the resources. I'm sure Gorilla Hebrew was there. He was there making all of the connections he could make. He made so many connections, he couldn't disconnect. He left it in his ass. He left the connection there because he wanted to be rich and famous. He wanted to know everybody. He wanted to do everything. And he wanted to love America, which is where he fell. Don't believe me, just ask his wife. How he was a white man.
I'm ready.
With that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer 5000 Irak.
Yeah. Officer Jeremiah Tawab, very heavy information. You touched on a lot of points. A lot of these things that happen with our people in regards to the oppression and the actual self-infliction, some people call it black on black crime, self-hate, all those things. It boils down to what we lack, in organized gangs and religion and various organizations as the children of Israel, the lost children of Israel, who don't understand who we are. We don't know who we are. And it starts with brotherhood, lack of brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? If we come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, in fact, let's pull that, if you don't mind, Officer Nadia. Let's get to, let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Let's go there first. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, as they say.
Come on, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So this is being spoken from out of the mouthpiece of Aaron unto the people from Moses, that if the children of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians today, if we do not hearken, and everybody knows what hearken means, right?
Come,
The
God.
prefix of hearken is hear. If we do not hear or listen, read on.
Come, God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
To observe, meaning to set the tone, to actually witness them and actually live them, right? Read on.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
And to do all of these commandments that pertain to the situation. There's laws, statutes, and commandments that pertain to just a woman on her flower. You know what I'm saying? There's laws pertaining to someone who's sickly. You understand? So there's 600 plus laws, but they pertain to various situations. Read on.
Come, and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
These statutes are for the most part saying that we are a nation. We will be a nation of people that will have rules, that it's a punishment for breaking a law. You understand? So read on.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Correct. So basically, the Most High gave the children of Israel the greatest playbook on the planet Earth. Out of all the nations of the people, all nations on the planet Earth, you know, there's people there's what they call the Amalek.
Come, God.
No, Salag, not Amalek. Elam, the red dots, right? The Krishnas and Guptas and all of them. They actually engage in incest. It's a part of their family tradition, and you see the results of incest. You see a lot of those people in India, the East Indians, you know, with 7 toes and 3 arms, and you know, Siamese twins conjoined. All of that stuff is a result of their culture, them doing it their way. You know what I'm saying? You look at the nation of Moab, the so-called Chinese man, the nation of Ammon, where they eat octopus, they eat unlawful things. You know what I'm saying? It's if you've ever seen a Moabite or Ammonite, a Japanese or a Chinese on these YouTube channels, they'll be eating disgusting, abominable things to the Most High. And as they're eating it, then they show you. It's almost like a mockery. This is why the Most High referred to Moab as his washpot. You know, then you have Ham. You know what I'm saying? You have all these nations that do it their way. You know, they all have their own history. They have their origin story. But the nation of Israel, we have our own. And coming up under Christianity, coming up in the captivity, the 7 captivities, we lose our identity. We don't know that we the children of Israel, which is why Christianity is such a horrible, abominable institution, because it furthers the aspect of us wanting to join on other nations. You know what I'm saying? If you could give me Deuteronomy 7:6. We're not supposed to join the other nations. We're supposed to be the example for the other nations. The Most High finds his creation abominable. He finds the nation of Ishmael abominable. He finds the nation of Esau despicable. He finds the nations of Ham and Japheth despicable. But he chose us. Read on. Read Salaki.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Speaking of the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, we are a what?
A holy people.
And holy means, who knows what holy means? Does anybody know what the word holy means? Anybody in the classroom? Sis? What does holy mean? Just say what you think it means. What does holy mean? When you hear the word holy, you ever watch Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son, and she says she's, or any Christian woman, they say, I'm holy. What does it mean? Do you think it's something positive or negative? Is it something good or something bad? It's something good, right? So when you hear the word holy, is usually referring to something good. What about you? What have you heard that before you came to these classes? What does holy mean?
I would say holy means like anointed, held at like high regard. That's what I would say holy means.
Okay, and in the Christian church, what about you, Nadia? What would they say holy meant?
As they say, sanctified, or I'm not like everybody else. So I follow after after the Christianity.
Okay, and we've learned in the truth that the word holy means separate,
Okay.
that we are set apart, that we are peculiar people. Read on.
Okay. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people.
He had what?
Chosen thee to be a special people.
He had what?
Has chosen thee to be a special people.
So in order to choose, you have to have a selection, right?
Okay.
So upon all the nations of the earth, there's 18 nations, and he chose one particular people, right?
So
Go ahead.
Is there anywhere in the book where like it's specifically saying why the Lord chose us to be the chosen people or the special people?
He made a promise. You remember he made a promise with Abraham and his seed, which was Isaac, not Ishmael. It was with Isaac, and from Isaac we had Jacob, and that was prophesied that he would make that promise and that covenant with the seed of Isaac. Okay.
So we don't really know exactly. He made the promise, but we don't know really the Lord's reason in making the promise, other than the fact of him giving us the kingdom.
Your thoughts are not my thoughts.
Or
yeah, absolutely. Like when we start getting into knowing why the Most High does what he does, we get into the realm of Scientology and their logic and trying to, scientifically understand his moves when we're supposed to fear the Most High. Salaki, you got something?
If I could,
go ahead.
If I could, if you just read, like if you just go through Genesis and read from the beginning, why was Adam chose to be the progenitor of the sons of God rather than the sons of men? Because Adam was closest to being what the Lord wanted and a man that was righteous. So the Lord chose him. And then from Adam all the way through to who? Noah. Noah was living in a time where people, they weren't Israelites. So they were living, and some people were doing things that were, at the time was just off. But Noah was the closest thing. So the Lord chose him. And then going all the way through down to Abraham. Abraham his works was counted for righteousness, not because he had the same laws and commandments per se that the Israelites have today, but because he obeyed the Most High's voice. When the Lord told Abraham to do something, he did it, and he didn't make excuses for it. So the Lord chose him, down to him unaliving his son Isaac. Of course, the Lord intervened. Then through Isaac, through Jacob, and Jacob wrestled with an angel. And then the Lord blessed Jacob to be the progenitor of God's chosen people on the earth. It was these actions that these brothers did, the actions you brothers do, that makes the Lord choose us. And now here we are. Salah.
Hey, the water for that. Let me get Isaiah 55:8.
Okay. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
The Most High's thoughts are not our thoughts. Our level of understanding can never exceed what he's thinking and his reasoning. A lot of things that the Most High has done people didn't even agree with, even now. You know what I'm saying? Just like in our structure, you may not understand why a man above you says something, but what does a soldier do though?
It's like they follow orders.
They follow the order, right? We may not get a counsel when we want to get a counsel. We may not get the promotion we wanted, or the acknowledgement for something. You know what I'm saying? But that's not. You're just supposed to stay diligent in what we're supposed to do. Read on, Salakia.
Come. Neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord.
Read the next one.
Come. Verse 9. For as the heaven are hot, Salakia. For as the heavens are higher than the earth.
As the heavens are higher than the earth, meaning we're here on the ground. We're on the ground. We don't really know the matters and dealings. All we can do is read about it, but we don't really understand that. He's making a parallel to his understanding. Read on, our understanding to his. Salakia.
So are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
Otherwise, some people don't eat pork because of the trichina worm and the health risk of eating pork. But in the UPK, we don't eat pork because God said so. We don't have to know why. We don't have to have a reason why. We obey. And there's a difference, because when you get in that realm of having to know why, then you're gonna have someone say, there's skins and there's scales on what is it, the tuna fish or something like that. They're gonna say, and then that's where we get into trivia. You know what I'm saying? If Moses didn't have a microscope back then to see it, then it's unlawful. You understand? Okay. Drop that. Go back to where we were with I think it was at Deuteronomy. Okay. So what we done 7 and 6. The Lord was saying we were a special people. Gave us the playbook. Read on. Did we finish that?
Law, sir.
All right.
A special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people. So here that cuts everyone's interpretation of John 3:16. It cuts any mindset that we're supposed to come together. We're supposed to be the example. The Lord gave us the playbook. Now we go. Give me John 13 and 34. How do we attain the success of the Lord's playbook? How do we obtain that? There's one thing that has to set us apart from all other nations. There's one thing that sets the ISUPK from everyone else in the world, and it's a must. It's a foundational discipline that we must have at all times. You got that?
Cousin.
All right.
It's the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34. A new covenant I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, and ye also love one another.
Okay, so this is Christ giving us a new commandment, right? And he's telling us that we love one another as he loves us. All right, let's if we don't have that, which is a foundation, love for one another, then we cannot, it doesn't matter about the scriptures we obtain or know or teach. It doesn't matter about what we do in this world if we do not love one another, if we do not prefer one another. If you could get me Galatians 6 and 2. If we refuse to obey that one scripture, that one commandment that teaches us to prefer one another, to love one another, right? Then how is it then that we can build a nation? How can we get up from under this oppression? You know what I'm saying? That the Most High allowed us to be up under as a nation of Israel. We have a lot of selfish, wicked antics going around. The nation which is coming is nothing new. It's nothing new. Anytime you have, the Lord, even in Christ's time, you had naysayers. You had what do you call those people? Gossipers. What do you call those people? Talebearers. Yeah, there was always people speaking ill of Christ and his disciples in the school. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing new, you know, but the key is like, what makes a person get a taste of the truth and then turn against it when they have crossed the line of being in the truth? You know, when they've chosen the world, what makes a person do that? Do you have Galatians?
Come on.
Let's get it.
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens.
Bear ye one another's burdens, not my burden. You know what I'm saying? Not just my problems, but you know, we have councils, we have camp, we just have events and things like that where we can interact with one another, but we also have a brotherhood, you know, and this brotherhood allows us to help a brother in need, a sister in need. And Salakia, for the sisters, if you're new to the class, brotherhood and sisterhood are synonymous in the teaching. But ultimately, we're supposed to share the burden, right? We're not supposed to allow a brother to suffer in silence, you know what I'm saying, with health issues, financial crises, or relationship issues. Brother, reach out. You know what I'm saying? You have a camp leader, you have captains, you have fellow officers. Reach out. Let's open up so this demon cannot consume you, because one thing that demons love is in exposure. One thing they can't really operate well with exposure. You know, whenever a demon gets exposed, that's when all hell breaks loose. You know, if you could, let's get to 1 John 4:20. And yeah.
Did you want to finish that out? Or not?
No, that's it for right now. It's going to say some of the same thing here. First John 4:20. Yeah, 1 John 4:20. But ultimately, brotherhood and sisterhood is paramount. You know what I mean? Without it, you know, you're going to have what we have in the world. When you go outside these doors, what you see is lack of brotherhood and sisterhood. You see dope fiends. You see fentanyl addicts. You know what I'm saying? And someone's prospering off of it. Now, how can you sell coke, dope, you know what I mean, crack? How can you sell it to your brother, right? And they give you whatever, you know what I mean, and you take the money, and now you get to purchase, you know, Jordans or pay your rent or whatever, but you're doing it at the expense of your brother. That's not brotherly. You know what I'm saying? The reason why a person ends up on crack, ends up on some type of heroin or something like that, is usually depression, usually some type of lifestyle in which they go from cigarettes to weed to, you know, and they lace it with this and woolies and other things like that. And then they get addicted to it. And now they can't get out. Most addicts don't want to be addicts. You know what I'm saying? They need help. They cry for help. But here we go. We're supposed to be a brother or a sister, and we serving them. And we looking at them as zombies. You know what I'm saying? We looking at them as a meal ticket. And this has plagued our people since we've been out of slavery. I mean, since white man was, you know, saw the effects of opioids and opium and stuff like that, Vietnam and Philippines, Taiwan, and then they bring that over here to thwart any type of upliftment or uprising of our people. You know what I mean? It's to keep us subdued. And this is just one of many. And then from there, we have Crips, Bloods, Vice Lords, Al Rookins, Gangster Disciples, MS-13, so forth and so on, East Side, West Side, whatever. All of this stems from a lack of brotherhood, because we divide the line. Light skin versus dark skin, old versus young, you know what I'm saying? East Coast versus West Coast. So much is a game, a chessboard that's being manipulated by the powers that be. You know, those that take crafty counsel, You know what I mean? And keep us from being a nation and keeping us from even knowing that we're a nation. You know what I'm saying? First. And if we knew that, then we wouldn't allow the madness that right now, how many people have heard of a shooting or a killing? Somebody got killed in the past week. Raise your hand. Have you? Has anybody got shot? Haven't you noticed this? You're so numb to it.
Come on.
You're so numb. It's like by the time, unless it's close to home, but by the time you're like, yo, that's effed up. But just 2 days from now, you're gonna hear it again. You heard what happened at the Bojangles in the drive-thru. Little 7-year-old boy gets shot up while he was with his moms. You heard what happened in McDougal Terrace. You know what I'm saying? 17 killings already. You know what I'm saying? And it's so consistent that we just assume we deserve this. True, we do deserve it because we ain't keeping the law. But we also assume that it's normal and natural, which is not true. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Come on. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verses 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Okay, so what we hear every day with I don't even like using the YN. You know what I'm saying? He's just my people. But what do we hear? On God, on God. Or they would say, on my mama, on my mama. They're always putting it on something. Everybody talking about God. Tattoos of Esau's, what's his name? Cesar Borgia's hands.
Right, come on.
You know what I'm saying? The so-called Cesar Borgia piece. They think it's Jesus, right? Everybody saying they love God, but they hate the UPK. They love God, but they still eating pork chops when the Bible says, it's unlawful. They still eating crab and shrimp and lobster when the Bible says it's unlawful. They still celebrate Christmas and Easter and 4th of July when the Bible clearly says it's unlawful. Now, if you love God, you will say, show me that. Show me where it says that, because I love God enough to not want to offend him. But you know what the Christians do once they even get a glimpse that it's the truth, because they know they ain't really been reading the Bible. They don't study it. They haven't been taught it. Now they turn away from you and they talk about you. They don't want anyone to come into the classes. They don't want anybody to learn the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got any more?
Come on. For he that loveth God, loveth not his brother whom thou hast seen, how can he love God whom thou hast not seen?
So what is that subsequently saying? That's saying you can never see the Most High. You can never have a personal relationship with the Most High to even say or advocate that you so-called love him, that you in honor and in obedience to him. But what is it saying? Read that again. What is it saying that you must do? And this is how you show that you honor the Most High, that you love the Most High. Read that again.
Come on. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom thou hast seen, how can he love God whom thou hast not seen?
So again, that's in the negative, but what it's really saying is how you love God is by loving your brother and your sister. How you love your wife and your husband. How you love your children. You understand? And what is love according to the Bible? Get that for me, Officer Nadia.
Okay.
And
Salaki.
all I was about to really say was just the fact that, like it says, like you see your brother, like you see your brother, you see your mom, you see your family and everything like that. And if you see them on a daily basis and you have no capability to love them, then that's literally telling God that you will never be able to love me, because you see them and you still don't love them. So the fact that I'm an unseen force and I know for a fact you won't love me, that's what I get from that.
Right. And we have in our mind our own twisted view of what a relationship with the Most High is. We assume the Most High is this gentle, cuddly, a comic book being that's just about feelings and, you know, I love you and romanticism and agape love and things like that. That's what we were allowed to be misguided by the school system and the Christian church and our parents and the people before us. They never corrected us. They never corrected it. You didn't understand that the Most High is viewed as a terrible power. He is a force. His name itself means the power. You understand? And he is to be feared. Just like when the thunder clap and the lightning strike, everybody shuts up then. And that's a glimpse. That's just a glimpse of it, right? Same adherence you have in respect to that. A good woman should have that same reverence for a righteous husband. When he speaks, she shouldn't be running her mouth. You understand? She should listen to him. She shouldn't be questioning whether he's right or wrong. She should respect that he's the head. That's his position. Whether right or wrong, it's on him. You understand? If I'm driving a car and I'm going to, you can't argue with me while I'm driving the car. If I'm the head, if you're my wife, if you're my children, you don't tell me you're going the wrong way, daddy. No. Now, a good man, a righteous man, if he makes a mistake, he's, you know what, baby, I'm going the wrong way. Let him do that. Don't effeminize him. Don't beat him into correction when you are below him. You understand? You have to understand rank and order. You ready? You got that?
Come on, God. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
That this is the love of God, that we what?
Keep his commandments.
That we what?
Keep his commandments.
That we have a personal relationship with God.
That we keep his commandments.
That we go to church every day.
Keep his commandments.
That we worship T.D. Jakes and Christmas and Halloween.
Keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. And that's the one thing that is omitted out of the Christian church, right? They say the law is done away with. Let me get Matthew 5:17, Baba Kasha. They say the law is done away with according to the Bible. Why do they say that? You have to think, this isn't no country bumpkin preacher that just, you know, stumbled over some pages in the Bible and just made a mistake. You have to, you don't be fooled. This is strategic. Okay, the law, statutes, and commandments are strategically removed. Them saying the law is done away with, this is on purpose, right? There's a reason for this, so they can fill their greasy pockets. You understand? Let's get that.
Come on, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law, for Salakia, or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Now, who's saying this?
Christ, sir.
Christ is saying what? Think not what? Why? Because people was wondering, was the law done away with? And he vehemently said what?
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
He didn't come to destroy the law. Read on.
Or the prophets.
Or the prophets. He's talking about all the prophets in the Old Testament. He didn't come to change anything or usurp anything from what was taught. Read on.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
He came to fulfill, right? And let me get one.
Come, cousin.
And the Christian church teaches us this, and sincerely, you people that have a problem with the ISUPK, the Lord will deal with you. Anyone have any issues with what we're teaching? While we cleaning up young sisters and young brothers and old sisters, getting them off the street, getting them out of a life of crime and abomination unto the Lord, and giving them the Bible, giving them a way for them to actually celebrate the high holy days and the feast days. You are despicable. And you're betting on the ignorance of the masses of the people in the world. But Command and Journey Yohana is slowly, one by one, waking up the brothers and sisters, the lost 12 tribes of Israel, one by one, busting up the stronghold of this wicked society. You understand? This world is sick and disgusting, and it deserves death by fire, thermonuclear fire. It deserves it. That we have to fight so hard, even with our own people, to get them to come into this damn truth.
That's right.
We gotta damn near fight to get people to come to the damn class. Gotta bribe people to come. Hey, what you need? $5? What you need help with this? I'll pick you up. You gotta fight because it's so comfortable out here in this world. And we look so vilified. We look so evil and mean. And people see us yelling on the street corner like, why y'all mad and angry? Why is this? Let me tell you why we mad and angry. A wise man is angry. Isn't that correct?
Come on,
you understand? There's a reason why we're mad and angry. We're mad and angry because we know what's coming, because we actually love y'all. We even love the ones that's on internet right now talking about us. We love you. We don't want to see the eyeballs disintegrate and your tongue melt in your mouth. You understand? And weeping and gnashing of teeth. We don't want to see that happen to you.
That's right.
You understand? You'll wake up for some Beyonce concert and stand there being attention, but you can't listen to the words of this Bible. That's the problem. We're mad because we love you. And that's brotherhood. We want you to fall in line. You understand? Because we know it's coming. When Christ come with them 200 million angels, he ain't playing. He ain't playing. It's serious business. This whole North America going to be under hellfire. You understand? And it ain't going to be like, we ain't going, the 144 and the mixed multitude, we ain't going to be like, I told you. We going to be sad. We sad now. I'm sad for my mother. You understand? I'm sad for my children. I'm sad for my brother's children. I'm sad for the people out here who love heroin so much they rather shoot up seen us for the past 6-7 years and refuse to come in here.
Right.
But we'll go get some condoms and some syringes for some crackers. You know what I'm saying? You'll sit up and watch them tell you lies and poison. But you can't come up in here because, you know, the white man's ice. The reason why you get the ice from the white man and not the black man's, because the white man's ice is colder. How Tazariak said, let that sizzle in your spirit. Read.
Come on. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 33, verses 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that the...
Whoa! Say it like Black Rob.
Come on. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors.
What does woe mean?
So like it's
Nadiab?
Death and destruction.
Death and destruction. Clap that up. Give that a hand. Death and destruction. To who?
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
To the pastors. To the pastors. Reverend Pigfoot. You understand? Reverend Pigfoot. Reverend F.C. Barnes. Right? T.D. Jakes. Creflo Dollar. What's the purple man? Nate. What's the other purple man that died of AIDS? Tyler Perry's cat. Eddie Short. Yeah, pause. Salakia. Woe to the pastor that did what? What did the pastor do?
That scatter, Salakia, that scatter the sheep of my
pasture. The sheep. How we scattered? You got people over here that's claiming, oh yeah, our leader, he was in One West, but we all wear burgundy and we wear green and we wear all white. We GOCC. We do the no. And look. I got love for all of you. I'm not trying to hate the fact that you sincerely found the truth by a brother who gave you a flyer. And he just so happened to be in HOBM or happens to be in AO. I'm not knocking that because that's what was presented to you. It's the failure of the Christian church that even allowed it to happen. What you don't understand is we all should have been under one banner.
That's right.
Because if it was the truth, then what you're saying, and if it's from this one book, then what they're saying over here should be the same thing we're saying over here, and saying over here, and
That's
over
right.
here. You know what I mean? But if you go to every group you examine, you'll say, oh, well, they worship the new moon. Oh, you know what? They don't wear mitres and head covering. You know, they don't use the shield of David. Oh, they don't say shalom. They say shalom. You know, oh, and they allow heathens to be in there. How did it get to that? The same mindset. Read that again. Woe unto the who?
Woe unto the pastors
Woe unto the pastors that did what?
that destroy and scatter the sheep.
Destroy. That's why we got boys looking like girls, turning to girls, and girls thinking it's okay to be the dyking. I don't even know what's lawful on the internet anymore. But all of this is because we allowed it. We stopped parenting.
Right.
We stopped being a community where we said we're not tolerating that. You fast. You walking up to the corner store and you only 14. Where's your father? Where's your mother? You understand? Back in the day, you would get a whipping from this house to this house for doing something wrong. The old people didn't play that. Now we so woke and so culturally accepting that we're destroyed. We're destroying the natural use of a woman. We destroyed the natural use of a man. You know what I'm saying? Now the women are more masculine or acting more masculine than men.
Right.
Right? You coach football. When I coach football and I see a boy doing something that wasn't right, hey, we don't do that. Nah, you don't run with your hands like this and flopping, and you don't put your hands on it. Nah, we do. And guess what? It was easily corrected. Eventually, they corrected it. They corrected it because it takes men, not just your children. You know what I'm saying? Men have to look at all of the nation of Israel as their children. If you don't, that child gonna grow up and you just worry about your children. That child down the street that you neglected, that you didn't invite to come to practice or invite to the party, he grows up under strange tutelage, ends up being the one that kills your child. You understand? You have to treat them like they're our children. You have to understand, you have to invite them to class. You have to give them an example when there is not one. When we don't have proper relationships, proper marriages, when women don't know how to be submissive yet still be a breadwinner. You can still be a CEO. You can still be a principal of a school. You can still be whatever talent the Lord gave you. You could be top dog there. But when you come home, you ain't top dog to your man. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing more powerful than a submissive woman. Nothing more beautiful than a delicate, submissive woman to her man, to her husband.
Right.
You understand? You can get your man to do what you want him to do just by being sweet. By being sweet, you can coax him and guide him into going to that Beyonce concert. You know what I'm saying? But if you a dragon, you're going to make him go with Chantel over there. He going to go where it's quiet. You know what I'm saying? You wonder, why is he over there? Where are you? Look in the mirror at yourself. You understand? The house dirty. It smell like weed everywhere, dirt everywhere. You don't clean. You got a nasty mouth. You don't respect him. Why would he want to stay there?
That's right.
You talk about him like he's a dog, like he's a child. Why would he want to be there? And any woman that's trying to get him, man, she know how to put on them nice smell goods and know how to burn and know how to cook a nice home cooked meal and make him feel comfortable and give him the lazy boy to sit on in the remote. She ain't stressing him. So that's where he at. Because Esau oppresses the husband. You understand? And also to the husbands. For the wives, when you do have a good sister, when you do have a submissive sister, then you have to nurture her, water her. Give her light like a flower, delicate rose. You understand? And if you don't know how because we've been oppressed and we didn't have the proper example, then ask the men under command of General Yohana. You know what I mean? Go to counsel. You can always get better. You can lose 10 pounds or gain 15 pounds of muscle. You can always improve. Self-improvement is what this Bible is about as a nation. Right. You understand? If your teeth are yellow, you can get them white. If your eyes are bad, you can get glasses. You can start training, drinking better water, eating better food, and you can start learning the power of prayer. You understand? It's all a matter of you wanting it. It's all a matter of you stepping foot out of that world and into these classes, into the truth, and ask the men above you. You want to make money? Or like they say, all money, not good money. Guess what?
Right.
You'll sell your soul to get all this bread, right? And you can lose your soul. You lose it all in a year. You know what I mean? And you can forsake this truth. And there's another brother, he's struggling. He's struggling. And he's doing the work, but he's always taken care of for some reason. He may find a sister that just gives him, supports him, believes in this truth enough that I'm going to take care of the bills. You go teach. You know what I'm saying? Because that inspires me. You helping our people. I see you building a school. I see you going out food and clothing drives. I see you going to city hall and city council and trying to get better what do you call it? Better resources for our people. You know what I mean? That's that when a real woman sees a righteous man and she's a real woman and she's delicate and sweet, she'll support. Who paid Joe Jackson's bills? Who paid Catherine Jackson's bills? It was a little boy named Michael Jackson, Jermaine, Tito, Randy. It was the children. But who was the head of that family? Joe Jackson.
That's right.
You understand? So the woman can make money. That's fine. Make the money. But what I'm saying here is the brother got to be a righteous man. You can't be a man that's going to take the money your wife give you and buy a bunch of Xbox games and pay for a bunch of studio time. You understand? Instead of paying the water bill, instead of paying the internet bill, instead of getting groceries. Yeah, if your husband's like that, then we got to build him up. Don't give him the money then. You know what I'm saying? That's wise too. You know what I'm saying? That's a wise sister too. You know what I mean? But not out of selfish, vain deceit that we do those things. I'm Salaki for being long with it. What we got?
Come on. This book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1.
Let's get it.
Woe be unto the pastors, and that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord.
We are scattered. We East Coast, West Coast. We international. I'm from the UK. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? We divided. I'm a 5%. I'm a job percent. I'm Zulu Nation, African Bam Bati boy. You understand? We want to be what you call it, Pan-Africanist. We want to be Kemetic. We want to be more Science Temple, FOI, Fruit of Islam, Nation of Islam, Sunni Islam, Shiite Islam, Ahmadiyya Islam. Right? We want to be Masons. You know what I'm saying? We want to be Alpha Phi Alpha. You know what I'm saying? 1906. You know what I'm saying? We want to be Omega Psi Phi. Right? We want to be Kappa Alpha Psi, right? Sigma Gamma Rho, what the Zeta Phi Beta, aka, right? Delta Sigma Theta. Ever since we've been in on this planet, we find ways to divide us because of your stinking, filthy, nasty, money grubbing pastor. Read it again.
Come on. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastor.
Woe, death and destruction be unto the pastor. Read on.
That destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
Why we say death and destruction to you? Because you destroy. Read on.
Come on. And scatter.
And scatter. Now, what does it say in Zephaniah 2:1?
It's like it, sir.
Let's get that. Whoa, are we supposed to be scattered?
Liza.
Are we supposed to be scattered, Israel? Yeah, if we were scattered, then there's no reason for the law, statutes, and commandments, because we ain't gonna offend nobody. You know how you got that dreadlock Israelite that has the staff and he lives in the mountains somewhere by himself, and he comes down to the congregation and preaches because he think he Moses, right? Who is he going to offend?
No one, sir.
How are you going to practice? You know what I mean? Forgive thy brother. Go to him and thee alone. If you don't get bumped in, you don't bump into your brother. Right. You don't step on anybody's shoe. You don't borrow money and forget that you own. You know what I mean? It's good when you way over here in Morrisville, you way over here in Mebane, you way over here in Greensboro, you way, and we don't see each other. Oh, I'm an Israelite too. We celebrated the Passover on Thursday. Oh, I'm an Israelite too. We celebrated last week. Oh, I'm an Israelite too. We're going to celebrate it on Wednesday. How? How is it possible? Why is it that we're not good enough? You love the Lord. You love the Most High, right? You say you do. But see, he knew it was hard. That's why we read that about that new commandment, what it hinged on, that we love one another, because it's not easy. Nothing in the UPK is easy. It is not easy to give up your vices. It is not easy to call another man above you, Lord. It is not easy to give up your Saturdays. You understand? It is not easy to not be able to sleep with a woman and be like, it was loose. Nah, I'm done. I'm going to find somebody else. That's not easy. Oh, you know what? She snore. She got an odor. I got to leave. In the world, you can do it. In the world is easy. The world is easy. You can't talk about the men up in here. We're standing up for 8 hours in the heat, in the cold.
That's right.
It takes strength to do that. You can't even stand in the DMV that long without complaining. And we out there listening to people talk. Why don't you get a job? Why don't you get a job? Power Rangers insulting us when we're there for them. Man, you ain't talk about nothing. You ain't talk about nothing. Read that. Are we supposed to be scattered?
Laws.
What are we supposed to do? What did the Lord say we supposed to do?
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
He said, what?
Gather yourselves together.
He said, separate.
Gather yourselves together.
He said, be in this group and this group.
Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. Read on.
Yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
O nation not desired. And you know who that is. If you had any doubt in your mind who the nation of Israel is, it's definitely not the Chinaman. Because when they go fill out some application to get a house, to rent a house, once they see international, good money. No credit score, no criminal record check, no college degree. They just give them the house. Go out to some of these prominent areas and you see nothing but international heathens. If you don't matter your skin tone, you could be dark as tar from Ethiopia or Kenya, and you can get accepted. But if you Leroy or Tyrone or Shamik, right, or Shaniqua, and they put you through so much. They calling your references. How long have they been employed there? And how they looking for a reason to not have you there. We are not desired. Period. We're not desired because they assume we're gonna have cars on the lawn, music playing loud at 2 a.m. And if it's a woman, and she's young and she's of marriageable age, she's gonna have some dude pulling up, probably 2 or 3, and then they're gonna get in a fight in the parking lot. Go ahead. Hey, the water for the time check. Hey, the water, Sister Siona. The point is, I'm gonna close out Salaki, but we're not desired, and it's very clear. And I'm not going deep into a lot of these precepts because I really feel like the solution is always in the milk. I always feel like in the milk, in the basic scriptures, like we can learn about Babylon and learn about Egypt. We can learn about Rome and that's coming. But the first thing is we got to understand, number one, how does this book pertain to us? And how do we get in this mess? And how do we get out of it? We get out of it by having love for one another. And that love means do unto my brother as I will have unto me. My brother dropped his wallet. He leaving out. I see like 2 bands in his wallet. You know what I mean? The selfish side, the worldly side, like that's a come up. Nah, that's my brother. I don't want to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? If something ails him, it's ailing me. That's why I was talking about we share that burden. You know what I mean? I don't want to see my brother's rib or wife talking to another man. I see it happening. Nah, hold up. What's going on? Who is it? Who's this? Now I'm acting like the husband. Like, who is this? Why you hugged up on him? Nah, hold. Yo, hey, Shalom, Salaki, sir. Yo, you need to come over to this spot right here. Yeah, we snitching. I hope you know that. We snitch on the ISUPK. Israel snitches. You understand? We snitch. You know, don't if Officer Irak is smoking weed, tell on me. If I'm sinning, if I'm watching porn, if you see anything, guess what? I may not, something inside of me may not like that correction, but deep down spiritually, you showing love to me. You showing love to me. That's brotherhood and sisterhood. You understand? When you start keeping secrets and you start hiding sin in the ranks in the school, it festers. It boils up. You know what I'm saying? And it destroys the fabric and the reputation of this school under Command and General Yohana. In the Christian church, they say, come as you are. You come as you are in here, but you're going to change. You understand? Just like on Nutty Professor, he says you're going to limp back. Yeah, you come in here, but you're going to change when you come in here. You have to. We can't tolerate. Homosexuals can't come into school, but you can't be no homosexual no more. That's what right. Christ say, go and sin no more. You know what I mean? That's where we are with it. Salakia, that's my time. I'm Officer 5000. I rock of the ISUPK under Command and General Yohana. You understand? Make sure you get on your calendar. Well, we got June the 8th. We have the closing of Feast of First Fruits. We also have July the 3rd through the 6th in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We have the Carolina Coke Classic, the North Carolina Cookout. It's the first annual. Make yourself there. Go to isupk.com. Check out Command and Junior Yohana. Check out the Round Table of Truth Chain Breakers podcast on Fridays on the Officer Yeremach. Check it out. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out of here. Shalom.
So like I said.
Oh, Salakia, go ahead.
If I could, you know, it's only 9 o'clock. You know, you got a little bit more time.
Oh, you must like what you hear. I'm being checked over here by Officer Nadia. Be telling me I'm running past the time, so I don't know if I don't know what's going on.
No, you're not past the time, but that show, the CBP definitely been, but that's under Officer Thabawan, man. Thabawan, that's his show. I'm gonna throw that out there. Salakia.
Yeah, my bad. Under Officer Thabawan and Officer Yeremach. Also, shout out to Officer Makawa, Officer Mahayar, and all the brothers in the Durham School and all the brothers in the North Carolina zone, the Carolina zones, under Captain Natazar, Captain Nayatat. You understand? Basically, we're going to end it because the Spirit has decided to let us shut it down. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get it.
Salakia. I got Salakia out of one.
Okay, you know I love you, man. So go ahead. You got it.
You do got a question. I do think that it's kind of important to answer that question.
Is it an online question?
Kind of on my concept.
Okay, I ain't never seen this thing. Where is that?
It's from Joe Penalty. He says, "Sir, do you go to that brother first, or go tell an officer if you see something wrong?" I think he's referring to
go to him and D alone, right? Okay, Joe Penalty. We always go to that brother first. We always go to that brother. We don't go to an officer. We go to that brother. We let him know what we saw or what we think or whatever the issue is, whatever the order is, or whatever the vice you may think. You might smell smoke. You see the brother right there, and you go. If you don't go to him and go to another officer, hey, yo, I saw him smoking out there. You know what I'm saying? But you could find out later. You go out, and somebody else was smoking, the smoke is just in the air, and you just come out and see that brother. So give him a chance to either say, Khan, I was smoking, I got a habit, you know, and I'm trying to fight it. You know what I'm saying? The generals know about it. Or you can ask, does anybody know about this vice? He says, Salaki, I don't. Well, look, I highly recommend you get counsel. That's the end of it. You know what I mean? You don't go tell anybody. You leave it up to that brother to seek the help he needs to fight that demon. You know, there are another thing. Don't think, don't want to burst anybody's bubble. Don't think when you come into ISUPK, if you are ever so worthy of being accepted into these mighty ranks in the ISUPK.
That's right.
Do not think that there are no issues in the school. Meaning, don't think a brother that when you come to school, everybody just flies across the room and walks on water. Don't ever think that. Don't think everything is just going to be peaches and cream when you come here. We in here because we are fighting demons. We're battling, right? Because you have the wicked ones amongst us that will hear something about, oh, you heard what happened to the brother Rel, this happened to him. You know, he's here to get help. This is where you're supposed to come, right? You're not supposed to be murmuring about someone's issue. The key is you fight your issues. And then you encourage that brother to fight his issues. And by us, there you go. There you go. But don't think everybody in here is sweet. Don't think everybody in here has never committed some crime or has done something wrong. But what you cannot do is turn a blind eye to it. Don't keep a file or a file on everybody and be like, yeah, I saw the nigga do this. Yeah, I saw the sister do that. And then keep it. And then when you leave the truth, now you got all this stuff to say. That's wicked as hell. That is wicked as hell, because what you're saying is what's that word they say? You enabling it. You enabling it. Because if you knew so much, why do you love him enough to go to him and be alone? Why do you go there first? Go ahead.
If I could, I had a precept. Unless you want me to hold
you got it. Nah, you got it. Let's get it.
Come. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother a call shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of the hellfire.
So again, you saying you have an anger against your brother, and a lot of times it comes from jealousy. Most of the time it comes from jealousy over a woman. You know what I mean? Jealousy over rank, jealousy over whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, but it means one thing. You weren't deeply rooted in this truth. You weren't deeply rooted. You were the seed that was cast to the wayside. You know what I'm saying? That was on rocky soil. You know what I'm saying? Right. You weren't in fertile soil. You weren't deeply rooted, because the first thing that comes, listen, how many brothers in this school hasn't had something they didn't like? There's lots of things, but we wouldn't dare. We wouldn't dare, because we know, number one, this life ain't ours.
That's right.
We owe. Christ died. The person you call Jesus Christ, right? Yahweh Shah Mashiach in Hebrew. His life was sacrifice for us to have a second chance, right? For us to learn this truth. Who gives up, who gives up about me and my feelings and what I like and don't like? You understand? I was dead in the world. I was dead. You know what I'm saying? All the money I wanted to make. I don't even want those things that I used to want anymore. You know what I mean? I was a bona fide. I ain't even gonna speak on who that man was, but he was a hustler. You know what I mean? He was out to get it. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter. It moves me not. I see this place. I see all the nice cars and nice. Yeah, who don't want nice things? I'm not saying it's wrong to want nice things, but that internalization of it, that thing where it's my life, right, where I got to get the bag. No, man, my ribs is touching. I got to do. Listen, I got brothers. I can call Officer Tabawan. I can call Captain Nata. I can call General Hazayan. I can call anyone. Let them know. All they got to know is I have a problem. I rock hungry. I rock's lights are off. They help. I don't even speak on it. It's happened for me numerous times. I think about this work. I wake up thinking about something about the truth. First person I call is Yaramak or Thabawan, Mahayar, and it's something about this school that we're trying to give to the people in the city. That we're trying to, how can we reach the children? How can we do something this summer that's going to help them? You know what I'm saying? How can we reach the sisters? How can we do something that's going to help them? You know what I'm saying? What can we do with these fiends outside? Is there something we could do? You know what I mean? How can we make our classes better and more acceptable? What things? We're constantly in counsel. Why? Not for us. Not for us. So do you go to him and thee alone? Yes. No, you don't go to someone else. You know what I mean? And because if you go to someone else in here, they're going to look at you like you, man, I can't say what I want to say. They're going to look at you like you soft, like you a coward. Because they're like, why didn't you go to him? You know what I mean? I remember the first time it happened to me. You know, and I heard something, you know, I knew something about a brother. And I'm going to Captain Nayatha, and I'm telling Captain Nayatha, like, and he's like, did you go to him? I was like, I didn't think I was supposed to. So I was new. I was new in the truth. But he wanted me to do it, you know what I'm saying? And I understand, because we can't let it be known or let you feel like, oh, Officer Rock, he's cool. I could smoke around him. Oh, he's cool. I could sleep with little children around him. Nah, that's how you destroy. That's why the whole nation got destroyed. That's why the Lord didn't differentiate the good ones from the bad ones during the flood or during Sodom and Gomorrah, or when we were sent in captivity. There was people who didn't do anything wrong. There were babies who didn't do anything wrong, but it's the system that we allowed to permeate. We allowed tolerance, sexual deviancy tolerance. When you say, well, that's them, as long as they keep that over there. Nah, that mindset is new. You know what I'm saying? When we were out of slavery and the sharecropping time, people was nosy. People, you know, pull them britches up, your little boy. You know, you guys, you ain't my daddy, boy. I'll get up to you. You know, that's what happened. They effeminized the parenting by taking away the ability to discipline your child. Obviously, by using and blowing up abuse. Everyone wasn't abusing the child. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But they would take those instances and make it seem like all spanking is abuse. All acts of discipline is abuse. And it disarmed the father. Now, teenage or not just the father, but men, period. Because now, badass little kids, you know, what the fuck you gonna do, old man? I can do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't do if we had a green light. It would change overnight. There's nothing like grown man strength. I'm just telling all of y'all. Like, you can have the 6-pack abs and all of that. There's some men with gray hair that if it's only the white man is keeping them off your ass. And I don't mean in a homo way. I'm saying disciplinary way. Okay. There's something about them old men that's been through a lot, that resilience. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that has been taken away from us because of their crafty counsel. You know what I'm saying? They getting us from high and low, near and far. You know what I'm saying? They have punished us in the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 6, 15 through 68, all across the board. They poisoning our food. You know what I mean? They disrupting the way we have relationships. They disrupting the way that we raise our children. They disrupting what our children learn in the school system. They disrupted our frequencies with the lights and the phones and the screen time and the social media. They disrupting us and keeping us distracted from the Lord, the Most High, the Isupk, coming into the truth. Everybody, Nadia, Hawan, let me get a round of applause for everybody that's made their way into these classes, because there's so many other things you could be doing right now. There's money to be made right now. There's a relationship or friendship you can have right now. You're missing out. You know what I mean? There's a demon in your head like, man, you know, I got to do this. Everybody got something to do, but you made your way in here, and that's commendable. It's a step. It's the steps in the right direction. And the thing is, these are the last days. If you don't see it now, if you can't just look out the window, look out the door, look on the internet, and just see what's going on, the time is at hand. Commander Junior Hunter was right. He was right. The men in this school are right. That's and right. The people that have fallen to the wayside, that was prophesized too. There's always a table set for the haters. They have to be there. Remember that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's coming. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hell coming in here. You're going to lose money coming up in here, money opportunities coming up in here. You're going to lose time. You're going to lose your marriages, relationships, your family. They're going to resent you. You can say, Mom, I'm a Muslim. Okay, baby. Here, come on. Hey, Mom, I'm a Moor. Okay, baby. Well, come on. Mom, I'm an atheist. Okay, well, that's what you want to do. Mom, I'm a homosexual. Okay, baby. Well, it's okay. Mom, I'm an Israelite in the Isupk. Oh, hell no. Oh, hog Lord. Why you got to do that? You in my backyard now. You reading that Bible. Mama, you know you're not supposed to be eating that. Mama, you know you're not supposed to be celebrating. Now, see, I liked it better when you was an atheist, baby. Now you coming up in my house telling me about my Lord and Savior. I know Jesus Christ. I praise every day. Hoga Loga. And he's white as snow. He's white as snow. That's my Lord and Savior. And I got a personal relationship with him. And you can't tell me about no Jesus the Christ. What you been learning in that church? No, I don't like that Isupk. Go back to being a Muslim. Go back being a Syrian, Kemetic. But don't come in their backyard. Pause. Damn. Don't come. Salakia. With that, I'm going to pass the class to Priest and Officer Hawan.
Security announcements. We are the Isupk out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander Juniana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves to the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 to 21, Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, get to the treasury department a teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, upcoming holy convocation, we're in the feast of first fruits, with the closing being June 8th at 7 p.m. Aki and Makwathian, check on social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for Isupk events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf.
Hey, everybody, shout out to Officer Yaramak for holding it down and doing an excellent breakdown. Also want to shout out to the people in the chat. Salaki, I wasn't really looking at the chat, but Izara, Bat, Yahawada, we got everybody clap it up in the classroom for me. Sister Mathana, Sister Patricia, where you at, Sister Patricia? I ain't seen you in a minute. Sister Yaparana, Mr. Joe Penalty, and Sister Siona. That's all I can see right now. And everybody else well, who else we got? Oh, Sister Sapaya, of course. Keep clapping. Oh, come on. Keep clapping. There you go. And I think Azanaya Banyahawada. We had Young Man G. Did I say Young Man G already? What's going on? Patterson, New Jersey, New Jerusalem. Officer Yanazar, Maya Panaya. We got Officer Natazar. We got Sister Mo. The Kawama, Kwadashiala, MOB, MOB in the building. And I'm just making sure I ain't overlooking anybody because we do appreciate you tuning in to these classes. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Continue to support the school. Pay your tithes. You know what I'm saying? It's a commandment. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna turn it back over to Priest Officer 50 Hawan.
Israel Amajim. We'll give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Israel Amajim. Amajim. Irak. Yahweh Shabbat. Oh.
Yahweh Shemel Shabrak Thumb.
Turn to face the sisters. Sister Israel. Amajim. Israel, we're gonna give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Israel Shabbat. Amajim. Irak. Yahweh Shabbat. Majim, class is missed. Top class.